Vistra really does not want to test for so-called forever chemicals around its Moss Landing battery storage facility. And now it could come to a showdown between the company and regulators. Remember the huge fire at the Vistra battery facility in California? People living in the area have been telling us that they struggled with health issues immediately after the fire. Their symptoms ranged from burning eyes and sore throat to headaches and nosebleeds. Regulators now want to figure out how bad the fire really was and what the potential long-term risks for people living close by are. Monterey County and the Central Coast Water Board have ordered Vistra to test soil and water around its facility for contaminants, including PFAS, better known as forever chemicals. They're called that because they break down very slowly over time. They are known to increase the risk of developing prostate, kidney, and testicular cancers. And if high levels of PFAS were found near Vistra's facility, that would be really bad news for local residents. And for Vistra itself too. Experts told us that the cleanup would likely take a long time and cost a lot of money. And Vistra is pushing back hard. They don't want to test for forever chemicals. The company wrote a pretty testy letter to the water board. Their argument is, in a nutshell, that the types of forever chemicals included in their batteries are not harmful to humans, and that PFAS are already everywhere in the environment anyway. So we talked to several PFAS experts and asked them if Vistra's argument makes sense. In a recent study, Swedish researchers started 8 lithium-ion battery fires in a lab, and then they analyzed the leftover soot. They found PFAS in every test sample. And not only that, they found types of PFAS that are considered an immune hazard to humans and weren't part of the batteries. They were created by the fire. The study authors told us that it doesn't really matter if PFAS is already everywhere in our environment. Battery fires leave a distinct fingerprint of specific types of PFAS. And that's also essentially what the regional water board told Vistra. They're doubling down and telling the company it needs to test for PFAS whether they want to or not. They said in a letter that Vistra has to submit a sampling plan that meets all of their requirements or the company will be fined. And we're still waiting for Vistra's response to that. Monterey County, however, appears to have quietly dropped the PFAS testing requirement for Vistra. While PFAS testing is specifically listed as a necessity in the county's initial letter to Vistra, it doesn't appear in the final sampling plan that the county approved. We wanted to know why that's the case and reached out to the county for comment. They acknowledged that further analysis might be needed. County sampling is now already underway without PFAS analysis, and results are expected in a few weeks. But local residents should be aware that some essential information about what was actually in that giant battery fire smoke plume in January might be missing.